Good. Recording started. So hello again, Cajsa. Who are you and where do I meet you?
I'm the editor-in-chief of the magazine that the Outdoor Association in Sweden publishes. The Outdoor Association is Swedish largest outdoor organization, and we have lots and lots of activities for all kinds of all year round, for all ambitions, and a lot of different activities on snow, on ice, in the mountains, in the woods, and hiking, climbing, kayaking, and so forth. So we're like all over, and has been around for about 130 years. So we have some history as well.
Yeah, that's true. And the magazine is called Friluftsliv, right?
Yeah, it is.
What is Friluftsliv then for you personally?
Personally, I grew up in Friluftsliv. My parents were really into hiking, both in the woods and in the mountains. So that's actually kind of my habitat, my DNA, where I come from, and where I'm really happy to now also work with it, because it's also, of course, my biggest hobby. I have 3 kids, and I really, really enjoy taking them out as well and giving them exactly the same DNA that I got from my parents.
How would you describe the spirit of Friluftsliv then?
I'm not sure if there's really a spirit. For a lot of people, it's just an activity, something that you do because you enjoy it. For others, I guess it's more, you feel that it's good not only for your body. It's not just fun. It's also good for your head. And of course, research has proven over the last years that it's really good for you, both the immune system, but also for stress and finding peace and quiet in a really hectic environment. So I'm not sure if you can talk about the spirit of Friluftsliv. It's a lot of different things for different people. I would say it's both the kick and joy and fun of it, but it's also rest in peace for some others, or a mix of it, I guess.
It's a whole world, I would say, like the world outside where we take part, or
yeah, and it's also the respect for nature and being a part of something bigger. I think a lot of people experience that. You go out there because you enjoy hiking or kayaking or what's not, but you find yourself being a part of something bigger, a bigger system, which might sound cheesy, but I think that's what a lot of people experience when they go out there. And maybe that could be, if you are looking for a spirit of Friluftsliv, it's more like being part of nature, respecting it, and kind of realize how small we are and how little we actually can what's the word in English? Now I totally lost it. How small we are and how little we can impact. You just have to go with the flow when you're out there.
How do you teach your kids those facts and the basics of Friluftsliv?
I try not to teach, actually. Might sound like a paradox, but that's what I really reflect a lot about. What my dad did really good. He passed away quite a few years ago now, but he never taught me anything. He was just there and let me try and make my own mistakes, and which I now, as a parent, feel that it's really hard not to correct them and tell them how to, but let them try and let them be a part of it and let them experience, because we can never tell them what they're gonna like. We cannot push them in any way. We can just give them a lot of opportunities, and they can pick and choose. But I want them to feel that this is something that they have access to, that is natural for them, that they know how to be a part of this, the Friluftsliv, the outdoor activities, and feel that that's a home for them as well. But of course, we do a lot of activities. We cook a lot of food outside, which is a really easy and nice way to just spend time outside and just play and just be, feel comfortable being out there. That it's not all flat and asphalt and playground, that it's you can find whatever, and you find animals and you're not scared of them. You see a spider and you don't scream. You say, oh wow, that was big, nice. Oh wow, it's blue, to just feel the wonder of it. Sometimes they think I teach, but I try not to.
Yeah, good strategy. I add your magazine to the stream here. You can see it's like a print magazine.
Yeah,
and
it's printed.
As well, the Society of Friluftsliv has a website with a lot of offers and advices and a lot of nice content. What do you tell your readers in your magazine?
Oh, what do I not tell them? It's really, as we have such a wide variety of activities, it's we have all from the beginners that never tried before to actually the best skiers and skaters in Sweden. It's really a wide spectrum, but it's a lot about respecting nature, about sustainability, to be sustainable in all your choices and in the things that you shop, of course, the gear that you need, but also taking care of the gear, taking care of nature, taking care of each other, to have a long view. But it's a lot of inspiration and about things that you can try, about things that that complicate things. Just give it a try. You don't need the latest equipment. You don't need the fastest shoes or the prettiest backpack or whatever. It's not all about selfies and being on the hot spots. It's actually about just giving yourself time to experience something new, something maybe that you've dreamt of, or it's not about aspiration, somewhere that you want to go, maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but take the first little steps to get there, because I think that is what Friluftsliv and outdoor activities is a lot about for a lot of people. It's a space where you can set your dreams free a little bit, and I really like to encourage people to just go out there and try and teach along and learn not teach, learn along the way.
You have some guides and teachers who can show the most basic things outside in nature and as well in the digital in live streams, or however it is possible.
Yeah, it's Friluftsliv and the Outdoor Association have over 7,000 trained leaders all over the country, and a lot of these are they're experts in their fields, and I get to use all of these people to share all their knowledge and their enthusiasm and such. It's so easy to work with this organization because there's so much knowledge, and people are so willing to share as well. It's really sharing is caring. So yeah, we have a lot of people. It's never hard to find people who, the hard thing is to choose. I have 10 people that know how to make a fire in 2 seconds. Who am I going to talk to this time? So that's really for all of us who work with the communication in Friluftsliv and that's an outdoor association. It's really, it's luxury to have all these people.
Great. Do a lot of Swedish people know about the Allemansrätten?
Yeah, I think that is a lot of people, basically everyone knows that it exists. Not everyone knows exactly what it consists of. If you ask kids, they all know not to destroy and not to disturb. That's how we say it. But it's not always that easy when you get out there. But Allemansrätten is really grounded culturally in Sweden, something that is really has been, at least, something that we are born and raised with.
Of course, a lot of tourists and people in Germany know the word as well. It's called Jedermanns Recht in German, but it's the same. Not everyone knows the content exactly. What would you like to tell tourists and guests who never heard of the Allemansretten, of Friluftsliv, or who don't know exactly
It
about
is,
the content?
yeah, and it's also when you get that question, it's kind of hard to answer short and brief because it's not that easy. Allemansrätten is not a law. It's actually the area that kind of gets left over in between laws that regulates different things in Sweden, and what's left over is actually then permitted, which is allemansrätten. So, and it's also not to disturb and not to destroy. Yeah, it sounds easy, but when you come into nitty-gritty details, it's not always that easy. It's a judgment call in many areas, but generally, leave no trace. Don't be too close to anyone's home or the pasture or where things are growing, like wheat or rye or whatever. Don't scare animals. Keep your dog in a leash at all times. Don't put up your tent somewhere when you could disturb someone, close to a house or a cottage. Even if there's no one there at the time, back off. And again, leave no trace. None whatsoever. This is actually, it sounds so easy, and everyone says, but everyone takes their litter home. Of course, we leave no trace. But if you're out there, you see rubbish litter everywhere all the time. So it's not true. People leave trace. So that's the most important thing that you can do if you want to contribute. Leave no trace and help nature to pick up the traces from other people. Pick up other people's trash, because that's the best thing you can do. And leave no toilet paper, no half-eaten apples, no cigarette films, of course. No ashes from a campfire, and don't make a fire in a place where you shouldn't. Use only those fixed campfire places that are usually made all different, and also put out your fire. Put out your fire with lots of water. This is something that is cheated with. I see it every summer. You think that it's okay just if it's not, open flames, but it can be a little smoke. It's okay, now we can leave. No, you can't. Coming climate change, Sweden is also very dry in the summer, and we have seen a lot of fires, forest fires in the last couple of years. That's been devastating. So please put out your fire. Actually, do you know how cold it should be when you have you put out your fire with water? How cold it should be, the ashes?
I don't know.
You're supposed to hold it in your hand. That is as cold as the ashes should be before you leave. So you can try. When you have put out your fire, just put your hands on the ashes and see if it's cold enough. Then you can leave. Don't cheat with that one, because that could have devastating effects if you do.
Yeah. It's the same here in Germany. So everywhere it's so dry, and it's actually.
And this summer has started really dry almost in all parts of Sweden. So we will experience a total that it's prohibited to make a fire at all, and you have to respect that. Don't make a fire, even if you think that you're experienced and I can handle it. Just don't. If it's not allowed, just don't do it. And we will have that soon in Sweden for the summer, I think.
Yeah. These other important topic, leaving no trace, even or especially when you use the outdoor toilet. So I like the nice video you have on the website.
Yeah.
Maybe we show it to our German-speaking audience, or we can try to copy the idea of making a German video like this. I'm sure not many know how to use the outdoor toilet in the right way. And
it is a topic that a lot of people have questions about, but you don't dare to ask. It's a little bit embarrassing. So it's important to talk about, even though you feel that you blush a bit. But we have in Sweden experienced a lot of problems with especially toilet paper and tissues and wiping, plastic wipings that people leave behind, and it's kind of gross, and it's really not good for nature because it stays there, and it's a lot of toilet paper laying around, and it's not the way you want to experience when you go out hiking, for example.
Right. Yeah. I remember when you. I will post the link to our audience later on. I remember when you explained how to shovel the earth out and to take the paper home and
dig a really big hole, use that as a toilet, put back the earth that you dug up, and bring the toilet paper home. Feels kind of gross. You want to leave it there, but please don't, because it's actually, this is so many people out there right now that if it would have been just you, it would have been okay. But there's thousands and thousands of people, and if everyone's going to leave their toilet paper, it's going to be a mess. So please bring it back home. Leave no trace.
Yeah, no trace. Right. Yeah, there are very many good advices on the webpage and in the magazine, I'm sure. Another thing came to my mind regarding these Allemansretten again. There are a lot of tourists coming from Germany with camper vans and mobile homes. So can you explain the relation between Allemansretten and this type of...
It's an area that isn't really regulated because it's such a new phenomenon, all these mobile homes. And the camper vans, and so it's not really easy to say what is allowed and what isn't. Now you see a lot of signs coming up that it's camping prohibited, which you can't park and you can't stay at night. So a lot of areas try to find places where you're allowed to park your camper van in your mobile home. So it's not really easy to say that, but you need to be more careful that you are than you used to be with it if you camped with a tent before, because there are more rules around it. But it's also an area that isn't really, regulated as it might be coming 5 or 10 years up ahead, because the market is so new. So please be a little more careful than you maybe have to, because this is and it's always something that you really should know. It's always forbidden in Sweden to drive your vehicle in the nature. You can't leave the road. That is not a part of the Allemansrätt. You can't. All vehicles is always prohibited in nature. That's a law. So that's something you need to stay on the road and on parking lots, and you see that a bit too. People trying to drive, and then you really do leave trace if you try to drive outside the road and you get stuck and what's not. So a lot of roads in Sweden isn't also made for this kind of, the bigger kind of vehicles that also enter right now. So stay on the bigger roads if you have these kind of vehicles. That's also good advice.
Yeah, that's good. I think, I asked the most important question, and already thank you for your good answers and inspiring answers. We'll see how we can communicate that to our German-speaking audience, from people from Austria as well, from Switzerland, from all over Germany, so that they understand a little bit more about those facts. That's very helpful to have somebody from the north who's explaining. Thanks a lot.